Spoilers and test drive Unlimited Solar Crown. This, guys, is the new customization in the TDUSC, and it's pretty simple to do. Now, unfortunately, so far, the only ones that you can get are paid, and they're through the Solar Pass. In this month, you have one for, of course, the Alpine, or well, the Emira. Then you also have one later on in the Solar Pass here for the Alfa Romeo 4C. Then you also have one for the Dodge Viper, like so, and the Alpine as well, which is right here. So 4 different spoilers for your vehicles, and I actually forgot that I don't have the 4C. Literally, this used to be and kind of still is my dream car of all time. Let's turn this on and let's head over and buy that Alfa Romeo, because for sure we need that. And of course, yes, the Viper wing. It makes it look a lot more aggressive, as it should. We'll take a nice little turn out. Looking nice. But yeah, so customization in TDUSC, it's, to be fair, lacking. Of course, looking back at the old test drives and customization in them, it wasn't really all that in depth. Now, in fact, I would probably argue TDU1 had more customization than TDU2. And how does that happen? And really, no one really cared about it in TDU2 either. I guess maybe it was a case study and they thought, oh, no one in TDU1 really cares about it, so we can leave it out. Now, in TDU1, you had the ability to basically go to a workshop and change cars to maybe different versions, and that's pretty nice. That fits TDU. It's like, you know, you go buy a 370Z, you go bring it into the dealership, and you get a 370Z Nismo, something like that, and that's very TDU vibe, to be honest. This guy's gonna go, come on, bro, be aggressive. Finally. Take a nice little turn. Now, of course, you had other customization with things such as your actual vehicle color, like, you know, you had the workshop you can take it to. Rims you could change for manufacturer rims. As what I remember, there were no options for aftermarket, so there was that. Now in TDU2, the customization, you couldn't take a car and upgrade it to a Nismo, for example. There was no ability to do that. What you had instead was just a livery editor, or like a livery place where you can add your stickers, create a livery, and you have the workshop where you can change to other manufacturer rims. But I should note, the color of your car was the same. You could not change that. And I just ran a red. And we are here. I'm gonna run that light as well. I will continue that talk about customization after we buy the 4C. Let's hop into the dealership and make a purchase. All right, so not the 4C Spider, you can't use it on that, but the regular 4C, which is right here. And honestly, I think I kind of like the regular 4C as well anyways. Now, red, you kind of have to go with the red. I think this is more glossy. I'll go for the brighter red. Interior, I think I'll just go with red stitching, black interior. And for the rims, silver or black. I mean, it's gonna be these ones regardless. There's no way I get any of the other rims. Weirdly, I'm going to go with the silver rims. I don't really be doing this often, but only some cars deserve the black rims, if you get what I'm saying. Look at that fit though. I will. It does need a spoiler. Honestly, now that I think about it, maybe black rims would go nice with the spoiler. It makes it look a lot more sporty. I think I might buy 2 4Cs. All right, let's drive this to the workshop again and put on a spoiler, because we need to talk still about, you know, customization in TDUSC and where it can go next. That's kind of why I wanted to make this video. Can I turn here? Yes, I can. Forgot my indicator though. I love this, man. Small little car. Beautiful rear. It does have the spider lights. I think the spider version doesn't have it, and that's actually why I don't like this version, which comes to the topic on customization. We have 2 4Cs in the game. If you don't like the spider lights, it would be nice to switch to the other lights as like a customization option. I mean, I can't be the only one that's thinking about this. I'm sure there are other people who notice the spider lights on the 4C and aren't really huge fans of it. And of course, gotta go to interior. I'll pass through here. And no, like seriously, I just love cruising in test drive. It's come a long way, honestly. Still work to do, I say all the time, but man, if I did not like playing this game, I wouldn't be playing it. It still somehow has a special place in my heart. But I mean, it's kind of the same for TDU2. Wasn't really the best game at launch, but somehow it drew our attention. Hopefully in the future, TDUSC can do the same for others. All right, we'll pull up back here at the workshop and take a look at the spoiler on this car. I think I'm actually going to buy the Spider version and make it more of a stock version, and this, I'll turn it into a race track version. So first off, that means I'm going to add a new paint. And you know what? We'll go carbon. So this is basically it, to be honest. The fortunate thing is, I might do like some more lines to make it look prettier, but yeah, honestly, this is it. So now let's quickly add our cosmetic parts. All you have to do is go here, and then if you hover over to the spoiler side, you guys can see you have all these options, and right there is our spoiler. Of course, we're going to keep the interior. I'm gonna tint the windows, and what I'm also going to do, we could go for, I think that's more sporty, to be honest. And just like that, a star is born, and we can't forget the license plate customization. Go black plate, and if there's one for race theme, yes there is. Bam, our car is done. So right here's my 4C. Again, pretty simple livery. I'll definitely make it a lot more detailed later, but here's the spoiler on the back looking nice, and we gotta take a look and see what this is like outside. Becoming morning as well, but here we are, our 4C looking beautiful. Now let's get back on topic. Customization in TDUSC, where does that leave us? Well, I'm glad you guys asked. There's a lot that can be done. The first thing that I want to talk about is dealerships and that whole buying experience. How can they be improved for customization? And by the way, guys, stuff in this video is not confirmed. I'm not telling you what's happening in the next season, or this is more of a video just getting a healthy conversation between you guys, the community, and just brainstorming, you know, ideas on what customization could look like in the future. So yeah, no promises, but we can all dream. I mean, what's game development and future and copium without dreaming? I am quite liking this livery though. I'm gonna take a quick shortcut. Yeah, it's probably easier if I go to the Italian dealership where I bought the 4C to start this off, because you'll understand. Okay, so welcome to the dealership. Now this is what I'm talking about. Here we have the regular 4C, and take a look at these headlights. Remember these, and remember them very well. All we will do now is walk over to this side here, and you guys can see that there are different headlights. Now this is actually by factory. You could choose to have this certain carbon, these are carbon headlights by the way. You can choose to have them in carbon with a little spider thing, that's what they were called in the 4C community, or you can choose to have the regular standard ones. Now what I could imagine and what would be very cool is when you're going here to go buy the car, click buy, you choose your paint, you choose your interior, you choose your rims, which by the way, the buying experience, I totally understand you guys. It would be very nice to be able to move your camera around in this, and as we mentioned in the live stream, we are aware of that request. Again, don't know when it's happening, but yeah. But after this, what would be nice is you go to a screen that now says OEM Plus or aftermarket. Well, not really aftermarket, I guess OEM Plus is the word I'm looking for, but you would be able to pick things from this menu. I mean, this is an example of what I could imagine here really quick just by drafting. You could choose between it, and that would be a very cool function in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. But that said, there is a lot more aspects I do wish we had, because on that same screen we could have things that could change the actual caliper color, for example. Now as you can see, we only have these options, but I think an easy example of this to where you can see it is in another dealership. I sure do hope I'm right, because honestly I don't really remember, but I think yes, perfect. So as you can see, changing rims also has an effect on the color of the brakes. the brake calipers, that is. So that said, imagine if this was separate. Now, in this case, luckily all the rims are the same, so you don't really have a choice. But some rims are different while also providing a different caliper color. And another thing that I do wish we could maybe have in the future, I'm not sure if this is a licensing thing or how the rims fit, but when you go to, for example, the cosmetic and you go to change your rims, we'll go here, cosmetic parts, and as you can see, the calipers change. Now, I do kind of suspect the reasoning on this is because not all rims will be able to fit the calipers that are on the vehicle, which makes total sense. But maybe in the future, you know, we would be able to actually widen the actual rim width, which is obviously going this way, and the rim size, the diameter. Those two features would be very nice in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Now, I don't think we should go the full arcade route, which means you can slam your car and it doesn't affect the physics. But what would be nice is if I could drop cars and obviously suffer, and that's okay with me. I wouldn't be racing these cars. This would be more for like cruising and stuff like that. So I don't want to see some crazy over-the-top arcade customization. That's not what Test Drive is about. If you do something like that, you need to suffer. And that said, I don't think a crazy camber should probably be seen in this game. I can understand you can get some like decent camber, but you know the type of camber limits I'm talking about. I think all of us can agree as TDU fans what a camber limit would be for fitting the Test Drive DNA. But that said, let's take a look at another spoiler for this game that is in the Solar Pass. It's this, the Lotus Emira. Now, this has probably got to be my other favorite car in the game. I love the wing, how it shapes the body. I love the rims. I love the white interior there. But that said, let's talk about other spoilers and what we could be seeing in the future of TDUSC, because as much as, you know, I do like the new customization, currently it's only paid, and at some point we have to add things for free players as well, and that includes obviously spoilers too. So in the future, and as what we said in the live stream, there will be opportunities for us to add more customization into TDUSC. You guys already saw we have things like the wide body kits coming to the online store in update 1 of TDUSC, but we have other things as well. We have spoilers here now, and who knows what could happen in season 6, 7, 8, etc. But what I want to talk about is what can we see? What are some ideas that I think the community wants to see, or, you know, comment down below if there's things that you guys want to see that I haven't mentioned. Now, one of the first ones, of course, is just plain simple OEM plus stuff. But what do I mean by OEM plus? Now, OEM plus isn't something like this. You slap a crazy spoiler on a Lotus Emira and you call it a day. What it actually is stuff like M Performance wings or side skirts, or, you know, even the badge just changing, stuff simple like that. Yeah, that's simple. I mean, even just changing the exhaust, for example, the shape of it. The new M2, for example, you could have those dual exhausts going sideways, or you can have this standard custom dual exhaust side by side that's lateral rather than vertical. It's not really vertical, you know what I mean, it's not like an angle. Now, on top of OEM Plus, I think it would be nice to actually have more rims in the game. And speaking of rims, at some point we need to have an actual rim separation, because right now it's kind of a mess and unorganized. I hope in the future we could have a quality of life user experience improvement where the rims are bundled into folders. For example, you have Speedline, you have Rotiform, KMC is another brand we have in the game. So stuff like that, and you can literally just click on it and then it opens up the folder, just so it's more organized and easier to find the rims that we want to find, or rims that will fit the car a lot easier. Let's switch cars really quick. But again, this OEM Plus thing can change a lot. I mean, a lot of manufacturers have it. Lotus has an OEM Plus stuff. McLaren especially has a lot of stuff like the MSO package, which funnily enough, the McLaren in this game has that package, but it isn't really labeled as such. Let me overtake him. Now that I just remembered the McLaren, maybe I should actually finally go buy it. I haven't bought the 720S yet because it's too tame for me. I like the 765 LT a lot more. But I mean, at some point, stuff like that could be cool as well. Although that's a lot different. You know what? There was a red light, and he was probably stopping because they saw me. I hit them, and he's like, "Wait, what? He's going too?" Maybe the AI is actually smarter than we think. Now, of course, the best way to further explain this again is actually going to the McLaren dealership and showing you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, somewhere here we have the 570S, which a wing on this, like there is official McLaren wing you can get for that vehicle. But where is the 720S? Somewhere here. Okay, so here it is. We're gonna hit purchase, and of course, how can I forget? I gotta move over so you guys can see. Now you can see nothing changes, but if you go down to the bottom, there is 2 vehicles with a carbon package. I'm probably gonna go for the red. Let's get a nice interior in here going. Rims, of course, we're gonna go for the black. This one makes more sense. And we will buy this, and this, funnily enough, is the MSO package McLaren. It doesn't say it, but it actually is that. Thank you for the brand new car, and I mean, it's beautiful. It's not like, it needs to be more aggressive in my opinion. That's how I am with the 720S. But yeah, the carbon wing is literally this, guys. I'll put the wing up like so. Looking quite nice. We'll turn this on. And I think McLaren even make a more aggressive wing for this car that you can get as an OEM Plus feature. But yeah, you guys can get the point of what I'm saying now and where customization and TDUSC can go. Now, customization also means you could improve the actual livery editor as well, because I know the livery editor isn't in the best quality of life, I can say, if in terms of what the community has been requesting or wanting to see. That's a green light. We'll floor it. My favorite thing about this car, by the way, you can see the wing brake. I'm gonna have to show you what I mean. We'll go a lot faster here. Yeah, look in the rearview mirror. Gotta love it. Getting distracted all the time making videos like these in test drive. But yeah, on top of that, I really would love to see some things from TD1 return. I mean, TD1 did a pretty good job at underlining what the TDU DNA was, and one of those things was being able to go to a workshop and swap your 370Z for a Nismo. Stuff like that, you know. And as I mentioned, side skirts, I don't want to see like massive changes, but you know, something subtle like a lip spoiler on a Lotus Emira, or you know, stuff like that. And that's where there also has to be a balance between free and paid. I can understand if, you know, the full raw crazy customization is paid, but for at least for the TDU DNA, the free players, give them something where it's something subtle and more along the lines of a TDU DNA in the future. I mean, I think what we have planned for year 2 is pretty exciting, and you guys will see that over the next couple of seasons. Huge shout out to KT and still believing in the test drive project. And again, on that note, hopefully in the future we have better optimization and polish for future seasons as well. It's a big project that we have to improve, of course, and also improve the morale of the community on the seasonal releases. But that's pretty much all I really have to say for this video, as I showed you guys, you know, the first customization in TDUSC, literally one of the first customizations, and probably the most we've seen in a TDU game so far, which is kind of crazy to say. But I'm really curious to hear what you guys think of the new customizations in TDUSC and what you guys think fits the test drive world. What do you guys think is good for a TDU DNA game, and what could be really nice for the community to have, whether paid or free? I'll let you guys decide that in the comment section below. But other than that, I'm Alex7, and I'm going to throw this 720S out of here. And I will see you guys in another video. Peace. What are you guys still doing here?